My name is Marcia. I'm from St. George, Utah. I'm a sculptor, and I recently had a cochlear implant surgery. My sculpting, I just fell in love with it. I had to do it. It's all I wanted to do. I was at work one day and suddenly out of the blue just about passed out. And my hearing started to progressively get worse. I didn't know what brought it on, and I didn't know what to do to make it stop. I didn't know what to do to make it better. It was just my life. The hearing loss was noticeable. We don't realize how much hearing plays a part of our lives until you can't hear. I started wearing a hearing aid, and that helped a little for a while, but pretty soon a hearing aid didn't help either, and the hearing continued to get worse. I said, either I get better or I'm done. It was pretty devastating. It felt terrible. When I found out that the University of Iowa Hospital's otolaryngology department did the robotic cochlear implants, I knew that's where I wanted to go. If I'm going to get this implant, I want to give myself the very best possible chance of success. And I was excited to know that Dr. Gans was going to be my doctor. It was 4 hours of hearing tests, and then we went into the exam room, and my doctor came in and started talking about, well, here's how it works, and here's what happens. And, and my husband and I are both like, did I qualify? And he said, yeah, of course. And I'm like, oh, I went from elation to, and can I do it? And am I too old? I felt apprehensive. It's like, oh my gosh, this is a little intimidating. And they were so great in describing the process, how it works. And he's going to insert this tiny, tiny wire that was lined with electrodes. It not only was fascinating, but it put me at such ease. It was almost like talking to a friend, talking to Dr. Gans. He's just so personable and so good. Everybody was just great. My implant was activated 3 weeks after the surgery. I had to practice, and I practiced 30 minutes a day, at least twice a day, and usually 3 times a day. But the more I practiced, the better that got. It was hard. It was hard. I think that part was harder than the surgery. At my 3-month appointment, my audiologist did an extensive hearing test. I said I didn't do very well, and he said, no, you did great. He said, you are actually where we hope people to be after a year, and I was only at 3 months. I was just so overwhelmed with what I was able to do. I mean, it's a miracle. I got my life back. I actually got my life back. And it's all because of a cochlear implant.